Hi, welcome back, coin hunters and collectors. Today we're diving deep into the world of Australian 50-cent coins. Starting with the first one entries in our countdown of the top 25 most valuable and collectible Australian 50-cent coins of all time. Number 25. 2020 to Queen Elizabeth II Platinum Jubilee. At number 25, we begin with a coin that marks the end of an era, the 2022 Quantum Jubilee 50-cent coin. This beautiful piece commemorates an unprecedented milestone, 70 years on the throne for Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history. But beyond the Jubilee celebration, this coin holds profound emotional and historical weight, as it would become the final commemorative 50-cent coin issued during her reign. Just months after its release, Queen Elizabeth II passed away, instantly transforming this coin into a piece of global historical significance. The coin features a regal portrait and emblematic flourishes that represent 7 decades of dedicated service to the Commonwealth. Its release was limited, and most were distributed through collector packaging and mint sets. Today, it holds increasing value due to its symbolism and timing. In mint condition, especially when encapsulated or certified, the Platinum Jubilee 50-cent coin fetches between $1,000 and $1,500, and its value is likely to continue climbing as a generational keepsake. Number 24. 2020 Firefighters Coin. Coming in at number 24 is a coin that captured the heart of a grieving yet grateful nation, the 20 Firefighters 50-cent coin. Issued to honor Australia's brave men and women who battled the devastating Black Summer bushfires of 2019-2020. This coin represents more than metal. It embodies courage, sacrifice, and national unity. The coin's design features a silhouette of a firefighter standing strong amid flames, a tribute to those who fought to protect lives, homes, and wildlife during one of the worst fire seasons in Australian history. What makes this coin valuable isn't just its emotional resonance, but also its scarcity. It was not issued for general circulation, meaning every coin in existence came through special collector sets or online orders. This limited availability has made it a high-demand piece. As time passes and memories fade, the coin remains a numismatic memorial to an extraordinary moment in modern Australian history. Collectors now seek this coin for its storytelling power, with uncirculated versions selling for $1,000 to $2,000, and even higher when preserved in official mint packaging. Number 23. 2019 50th Anniversary of the Moon Landing. Number 23 takes us not just across history, but into space with the 2019 50th Anniversary of the Moon Landing 50-cent coin. This coin commemorates the Apollo 11 mission, the first time humans walked on the moon. But it also celebrates Australia's key role in that historic moment. You see, in July 1969, while the world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong took that famous step, much of the live broadcast signal was relayed via the Parkes radio telescope in New South Wales. Australia quite literally helped bring the moon landing to Earth. This coin captures that moment with a stunning design: an astronaut on the moon, the Earth rising in the background, and elegant lettering marking the 50-year milestone. Its clean, modern design appeals to both seas and numismatists and new collectors alike. Like others in this part of the countdown, this coin was not circulated publicly. It was released through limited edition collector packs, ensuring a degree of exclusivity. As such, its value continues to rise, with prices ranging from $1,500 to $2,500, depending on condition and presentation. Number 22. 2016 Australia Paralympic Team. At number 22, we honor some of the most inspiring athletes in Australian sporting history with the 2016 Australia Paralympic Team 50-cent coin. released to coincide with the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. This coin is a celebration of resilience, determination, and elite performance against all odds. The coin's design is vibrant and powerful, with stylized figures in motion and the Paralympic logo a tribute to athletes who represent Australia with pride on the global stage. More than just currency, it's a symbol of inclusivity and athletic achievement. This coin, like many modern commemoratives, was not part of everyday circulation. It was made available through collector kits and sold in limited numbers, ensuring its long-term rarity. Collectors appreciate it for both its design and the noble cause it represents. Whether you're building a sports-themed set or collecting coins that represent the best of humanity, this one's a must-have. And circulated, it's typically valued between $1,000 and $3,000, and even more if sealed in its original packaging. Number 21. 2016 Australia Olympic Team. And finally for today, sitting at number 21, we have the 2016 Australia Olympic Team 50-cent coin, released alongside the Paralympic version. This coin celebrates the nation's athletes competing in the Rio 2016 Summer Olympics, featuring a bold, energetic design. The coin reflects the diversity of Olympic sports and the spirit of international competition, with abstract athletic figures and symbols of motion. It captures the energy and pride of Team Australia. Just like its Paralympic counterpart, this coin was not circulated. It came in collector packs, often with merchandise or Olympic-themed sets sold by the Royal Australian Mint. The Olympic Team 50-cent coin is popular among sports collectors and those who cherish Australia's Olympic legacy. While modern, its value is increasing with current prices in the $1,000 to $2,500 range, and likely to grow as Olympic nostalgia and collection interest continue. Number 20. 2016 50th Anniversary of Decimal Currency. Kicking off this segment at number 20 is the 2016 50th Anniversary of Decimal Currency 50-cent coin. To appreciate this coin's significance, we need to travel back to a revolutionary moment in Australian monetary history, February 14, 1966, when Australia officially transitioned from pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system. This coin commemorates 5 decades since that turning point when the dollar and cent system replaced British imperial currency and modernized Australia's economy. The design is a tribute to that shift, showing stylized representations of both old and new currency systems, including the classic 1966 round silver 50-cent coin, which you'll see later in our countdown at a much higher position. The 2016 commemorative was struck in limited quantities and distributed mainly in uncirculated sets and collector's releases, which means very few ended up in actual circulation. Its historical resonance and unique dual design approach make it highly sought after. Current market values vary, but a pristine version in a mint pack can sell for $1,500 to $3,500. And values are likely to grow as more Australians look to own a piece of their decimal heritage. Number 19. 2010 Royal Visit. At number 19, we honor the 2010 Royal Visit 50-cent coin, a commemorative issue that marks Queen Elizabeth's 16th and final visit to Australia during her reign. The Queen's visits to Australia were historic events filled with pageantry, crowds, and the celebration of Commonwealth unity. The 2010 visit coincided with the CHOGMA Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting and reflected the Queen's enduring connection to Australia. This coin captures the elegance of the occasion, featuring a beautifully detailed portrait of Her Majesty and the official CHOGMA logo. What gives this coin its value isn't just the visit itself, but its limited mintage and collector-only release. Most were issued as part of commemorative packs from the Royal Australian Mint and never entered general circulation. That exclusivity adds a layer of prestige. Collectors love this coin for its royal connection and its place in the larger story of Australia's evolving relationship with the Crown. And circulated versions in official mint packaging can command $2,000 to $4,000, with prices rising as demand for royal memorabilia increases following the Queen's passing. Number 18. 2001 Centenary of Federation Australian Capital Territory. Now we come to a series of coins that shook up the 50-cent collection world in 2001, the Centenary of Federation series. Coming in at number 18 is the coin representing the Australian Capital Territory, home to Canberra, the nation's capital. This coin was part of a major national initiative to celebrate 100 years since Australia's federation in 1901. Each state and territory received its own unique coin design, and the ACT version stands out with its clean modernist style. It features a stylized Canberra cityscape, including symbolic imagery representing governance and unity, a nod to the territory's role in Australia's political life. Unlike other commemorative coins, the Centenary of Federation series was released into general circulation, but not in equal numbers. The ACT version had one of the lowest mintage figures in the series, making it a rarer find in the wild. As a result, the ACT coin has become highly collectible, especially in uncirculated or mint condition. Values range from $2,500 for circulated examples up to $4,000 or more for mint state coins in original packaging. Number 17. 2001 Centenary of Federation, Northern Territory. At number 17, we head north to one of the most culturally rich regions of Australia with the 2001 Centenary of Federation, Northern Territory 50-cent coin. This coin showcases the deep indigenous heritage of the region, featuring a powerful design inspired by traditional Aboriginal motifs. It incorporates symbolic representations of community, land, and connection to nature, all central themes in Northern Territory culture. This beautiful and respectful design captures the spirit of the top end, where ancient traditions blend with modern Australia. While the coin was issued for circulation, it was done in limited numbers compared to more common denominations of the era. Collectors are drawn to this coin for both its artistic and cultural significance. It represents more than a state, it represents a way of life and a national commitment to acknowledging First Nations people. Values for circulated versions are around $3,000 to $4,500. But in mint state or part of a complete federation set, this coin can easily fetch $5,000 plus, especially when accompanied by original collector cards. Number 16. 2001 Centenary of Federation, Tasmania. Rounding out today's segment at number 16 is another Federation issue, this time from the island state of Tasmania. The 2001 Tasmania Centenary of Federation 50-cent coin features a design that draws on the natural and historical elements of the state. It showcases an artistic interpretation of the Tasmanian coat of arms, complete with symbols of progress and identity, lions, a shield, and agricultural motifs, all styled in a distinctly modern way. This coin had a relatively low mintage compared to other circulating commemoratives, and its geographic theme makes it a favorite among both local collectors and those seeking a complete Federation set. In circulated condition, it's already becoming harder to find, often fetching $1,000 to $1,500. In uncirculated or proof condition, the value can soar to $3,000 to $5,000, particularly if paired with the full state and territory series. Number 15. 2001 Centenary of Federation, South Australia. Coming in at number 15 is the 2001 Centenary of Federation, South Australia 50-cent coin. South Australia played a pivotal role in the lead-up to Federation. It was a driving force in the constitutional conventions and a strong proponent of a united Commonwealth. This coin reflects that heritage through its depiction of the South Australian coat of arms, reinterpreted with a modern artistic flair. The design features the piping shrike, a symbolic bird native to South Australia, also known as the Australian magpie, perched on a branch inside a radiant sunburst. It's framed by traditional heraldic motifs and pays homage to the unique identity of the state. While this coin did enter circulation, it had a limited run compared to standard issues, and uncirculated versions were only available in collector sets. Its striking imagery and political symbolism make it a cornerstone of the Federation coin series. Circulated examples typically sell for $800 to $1,500, but mint state coins in official sets can reach $3,000 to $5,500, especially as complete sets of all state coins become harder to find. Number 14. 2001 Centenary of Federation, Western Australia. At number 14, we go west to the 2001 Western Australia Centenary of Federation 50-cent coin. Western Australia's participation in Federation was unique. It was the last of the 6 colonies to officially join the Commonwealth, doing so only after a successful referendum. The coin's design features the black swan, Western Australia's official bird and a powerful symbol of the state's identity. The swan is portrayed gliding over water, surrounded by modern design elements that mirror both the isolation and grandeur of its vast landscape. It's one of the most elegant designs in the entire series. Western Australia's proud independence and rich natural heritage make this coin a favorite among collectors, especially those from the state itself. And like the other Federation coins, this piece had limited mimicry, is hard to find in high-grade condition today. Expect to pay $2,000 to $2,500 for circulated versions, while pristine coins in mint packaging can fetch $3,500 to $6,000 on the secondary market. Number 13. 2001 Centenary of Federation, Queensland. Landing at number 13 is the 2001 Queensland Centenary of Federation 50-cent coin, representing the Sunshine State's history and growth since Federation. Queensland was one of the 6 founding colonies of the Commonwealth in 1901. The coin's design features a stylized version of the Queensland coat of arms, which includes symbols of the state's agricultural strengths such as the bull, ram, and a sheaf of wheat, as well as mining and forestry motifs. It's a tribute to the industries that built Queensland's economy and helped shape modern Australia. This coin has an intricate design, and collectors appreciate the contrast between the historical emblems and the sleek, minimalist interpretation. Its regional pride, rarity in higher grades, and inclusion in one of the most popular commemorative sets in Australian history give it lasting appeal. Circulated coins trade for $3,000 to $3,500, while uncirculated examples in full mint sets or presentation packs can sell for $5,000 to $6,500. Number 12. 2001 Centenary of Federation, Victoria. Coming in at number 12, we feature the Victoria 2001 Centenary of Federation 50-cent coin, a tribute to the state where the seeds of Federation were first planted. Victoria was a political powerhouse in the late 19th century and hosted many of the early constitutional conventions that led to the unification of Australia's colonies. The design on this coin highlights the Victorian coat of arms, with its 5 stars representing the Southern Cross, a symbol of Australian identity, and figures that represent peace, prosperity, and wisdom. Melbourne even served as the temporary seat of the federal government after Federation, giving this coin extra historical weight. The fine detailing in the design gives it a classical feel, and the clean layout makes it a standout in the Federation series. In circulated condition, this coin typically fetches $4,000 to $4,500. But if you've got an uncirculated version in a mint pack, you could be looking at $5,500 to $7,500 depending on condition and demand. Number 11. 2001 Centenary of Federation, New South Wales. And just missing the top 10, at number 11, we have the 2001 New South Wales Centenary of Federation 50-cent coin celebrating the state that was the first British colony established on Australian soil. New South Wales was central to Australia's federation politically, economically, and symbolically. The design features a modern take on the NSW coat of arms, showcasing a lion, a rising sun, and sheaves of wheat that represent the agricultural prosperity of the region. It's surrounded by ornate scrollwork and shields that reflect a rich colonial legacy. This coin was eagerly collected when first released and remains one of the more commonly sought-after Federation designs, due to both its symbolic power and high mintage relative to some of the more obscure territory coins. That said, finding a perfect uncirculated version is getting harder every year. Circulated examples range between $600 to $1,200. But if you have one in pristine mint condition, it could bring in $7,000 to $8,000 or more from the right buyer or as part of a complete Federation set. Number 10. 2001 Centenary of Federation National Design. Starting off the top 10 at number 10 is the 2001 Centenary of Federation National Design 50-cent coin, the crowning jewel of the entire Federation coin set. While individual states and territories received their own commemorative coins in 2001, this national design version celebrated the birth of the Australian nation as a whole. It stands as a unifying piece that brought all the states together under one design, making it one of the most important and widely recognized coins in the Federation series. The coin features a modern, abstract version of the Commonwealth star, with flowing lines and 5 pointed stars representing unity and diversity. It's a clean, futuristic design that bridges Australia's past with its forward-looking identity. This coin circulated widely, but collectors quickly snapped up uncirculated versions in mint sets. It's often included as the centerpiece in Centenary of Federation displays and is absolutely essential for completing the 2001 commemorative series. In circulated condition, this coin typically sells for $800 to $1,500. But in pristine and circulated condition, values can rise to $7,000 or more, especially when included in a full 2001 Federation set. Number 9. 1998 Bass and Flinders. Coming in at number 9 is a coin that pays homage to two of Australia's most legendary explorers, the 1998 Bass and Flinders 50-cent coin. George Bass and Matthew Flinders were the dynamic duo of early Australian exploration. Together, they circumnavigated Tasmania in 1798 aboard the tiny sloop Norfolk, proving that Van Diemen's Land was indeed separate from the mainland. Their voyages helped map vast swaths of Australia's coastline and paved the way for colonization and trade routes. The coin features an incredibly detailed depiction of the two explorers standing on the deck of their ship, surveying the coastline with their names etched along the rim and outline map of Tasmania in the background. The artistry is superb, and collectors admire it for its historical importance and intricate engraving. Though its general circulation, many were preserved in uncirculated condition due to immediate collector interest, particularly from Tasmania. Circulated coins are valued around $1,000 to $1,800, but a high-grade uncirculated version can fetch $10,000 to $20,000, especially when graded or in a commemorative set. Number 8. 1995 Weary Dunlop. At number 8, we honor one of the most revered figures in Australian military and medical history, Sir Edward Weary Dunlop, with the 1995 Weary Dunlop 50-cent coin. Sir Edward Dunlop was an Australian surgeon and army officer who became a symbol of resilience, compassion, and courage during World War II. Captured by the Japanese, Dunlop worked tirelessly to save fellow POWs on the Burma-Thailand Railway, risking his own life to treat, feed, and protect others under horrific conditions. The coin, released in 1995 to mark the 50th anniversary of the end of Wee, features a noble portrait of Weary Dunlop alongside a bamboo lattice motif symbolic of the jungle prison camps where he served. His name and title are etched along the rim, and his face conveys both wisdom and resolve. This coin carries immense emotional weight and is a must-have for military historians and collectors alike. Many Australians still consider it one of the most meaningful coins ever issued. Circulated examples often sell for $1,000 to $2,000. But uncirculated versions, especially in RAM packs or graded slabs, regularly reach $20,000 to $30,000. Its value continues to climb thanks to enduring public respect for Weary Dunlop's legacy. Number 7. 1994 Year of the Family. Coming in at number 7 is the heartwarming and symbolic 1994 Year of the Family 50-cent coin, issued to commemorate the United Nations International Year of the Family. This coin showcases a modern, abstract design that represents the unity, protection, and diversity of Australian families. The design shows a series of stylized figures, adults and children linked in an embracing circle. It's both simple and deeply meaningful. The 1990 for release resonated with Australians from all walks of life and was widely collected at the time, especially by families and young coin collectors. Though it's circulated, many coins were kept in near-mint condition as keepsakes. Because of its popularity and positive theme, this coin holds strong secondary market demand. Circulated versions sell for $2,000 to $2,500, while uncirculated examples can command $35,000 to $60,000 or more. Number 6. 1991 25th Anniversary of Decimal Currency. At number 6, we go back to a pivotal moment in Australia's monetary history, the 1991 25th Anniversary of Decimal Currency 50-cent coin. On February 14, 1966, Australia switched from the old imperial pounds, shillings, and pence system to the decimal system, introducing dollars and cents. This change revolutionized commerce and modernized the economy. The 1991 coin commemorates the 25-year milestone of that transformation. The design features overlapping imagery of pre-decimal coins and their decimal counterparts, symbolizing the transition and honoring both systems. You'll see the iconic florin, shilling, and sixpence on one side, overlaid with decimal coin designs, a clever visual metaphor of Australia's economic evolution. Collectors prize this coin for its historic significance and brilliant design. While it was released into circulation, relatively few high-grade examples remain today. Circulated pieces often sell for $2,000 to $2,800, while uncirculated examples can easily fetch $50,000 to $75,000, particularly in official Royal Australian Mint collector cards. Number 5. 1988 Bicentenary of Australia. At number 5, we begin with a spectacular coin released for a truly monumental occasion, the 1908 Bicentenary of Australia 50-cent coin. This commemorative coin marked 100 years since the arrival of the First Fleet at Port Jackson in 1788, an event that would forever alter the history of the continent. While 1988 saw many coins issued to celebrate this milestone, the 50-cent piece stands out for its intricate design, Historical symbolism and collectability. The reverse design features a detailed reinterpretation of the Australian coat of arms, but with a bicentenary twist incorporating both European and Aboriginal elements. Designed by Michael Tracy, it showcases a ship's prow, an indigenous motif forming part of a Southern Cross constellation, and the stylized Australian flora representing growth and change. This coin was widely distributed, but collector-grade examples, especially in proof and mint sets, have climbed steadily in value. It's a favorite among history enthusiasts and modern collectors alike. In circulated condition, this coin is typically worth $5,000 to $10,000. But uncirculated examples can sell for $50,000 to $90,000, and proof strikes in original packaging can reach $150,000 or more, depending on condition and demand. Number 4. 1970 Captain Cook Bicentenary. Coming in at number 4 is a legendary commemorative issue, the 1970 Captain Cook Bicentenary 50-cent coin. This coin was minted to honor the 200th anniversary of Captain James Cook's charting of the east coast of Australia in 1770 aboard the HMS Endeavour. Captain Cook's journey is one of the most pivotal events in Australian colonial history, and this coin captures that legacy. The reverse design by artist Stuart Devlin features a dynamic, flowing depiction of Cook's face integrated with a stylized map of Australia's eastern coast symbolizing the navigation route. The design is both artistic and highly symbolic, representing exploration mapping and the beginnings of European settlement. It was one of the first major commemorative coins released after the switch to decimal currency in 1966, making it a standout early piece in any Australian decimal collection. Though it was released into general circulation, many were saved, but high-quality and circulated coins, especially in proof sets, are now sought after by serious collectors. Prices range from $1,000 to $2,500 for nice circulated pieces, and $70,000 to $130,000 or more for pristine proof examples. Number 3. 2000 Millennium Incuse Flag. At number 3, we arrive at one of the most famous modern rarities in Australian coinage, the elusive and highly prized 2000 Millennium Incuse Flag 50-cent coin. In the year 2000, the Royal Australian Mint released a 50-cent coin to commemorate the new millennium. The reverse design features the Australian flag in front of a stylized map of the country, with the word millennium inscribed along the bottom. However, in a rare variation, a small portion of the coins were struck with an incuse or sunken version of the Union Jack portion of the flag, rather than the intended raised version. This small difference, barely noticeable to the untrained eye, has become one of the most collectible error varieties in Australian coin history. How can you spot it? Look closely at the crosses within the Union Jack. If they are sunken into the surface, you've got the rare incuse flag variety. This wasn't discovered until years after the coin was released, and only a limited number are known to exist. As a result, it has become one of the most hunted modern Australian coins. In circulated condition, the incuse flag variety can sell for $1,500 to $3,000. But in uncirculated or graded condition, prices often climb to $0.8 million to $1.2 million or more, depending on grade and market demand. It's a crown jewel of modern coin errors. Number 2. 1966 Wavy Baseline Error. At number 2 is an error so subtle and yet so valuable it has created a dedicated following of eagle-eyed collectors. Introducing the legendary 1966 Wavy Baseline Error 50-cent coin. The 1966 decimal currency transitions saw the introduction of the round, silver 50-cent piece, which we'll get to next. But among these coins, A small batch from the Canberra Mint were struck with a wavy baseline on the numeral 2 in the 50 on the reverse. The top horizontal stroke of the 2 was meant to be straight, but due to a die error, some coins ended up with a distinct wave or ripple. This wasn't caught during production, and a small number were released into circulation. Today, the wavy baseline variety is one of Australia's most iconic and valuable 50-cent error coins. Spotting one requires sharp eyes and knowledge, as many fakes and altered coins exist. If you're lucky enough to find one, even in circulated condition, it can fetch $5,000 to $2,000. In high-grade or slabbed examples, values easily exceed $0.4 million to $4 million, with extremely fine specimens topping $10 million at auction. It's truly a bucket list coin for any serious Australian collector. Number 1. 1966 round silver 50 cent. And now the number 1 most valuable and legendary Australian 50-cent coin, the 1966 round silver 50 cent. This is the very first 50-cent coin ever issued in Australia's decimal currency system. Released on February 14, 1966, a historic day that marked the beginning of a modern monetary era. But unlike today's dodecahedron 12-sided Cooper nickel coins, this early version was perfectly round, and more importantly, it was struck in 80% silver. Because of the rising price of silver, the intrinsic metal value of the coin quickly exceeded its face value, and the government withdrew it from circulation within a year. But by then, millions had already been distributed and savvy Australians began hoarding them. Today, this coin is not rare in terms of numbers, but it remains incredibly valuable due to its silver content and historical significance. Every collector in Australia and many overseas seeks out pristine examples of the round 50. A circulated 1966 round 50-cent coin is worth $12,000 to $15,000 in silver alone, but uncirculated examples in mint condition can reach $4 million to $5 million. Graded coins, especially in Ms. 66 or higher, can sell for $5 million to over $10 million depending on demand. It's a timeless classic, a foundational piece for any serious Australian collection, and without a doubt, the most valuable and iconic 50-cent coin Australia has ever issued. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive into the world of rare coins and currency. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting.